fifth graders, Sell It Here. It's Unit 2, Week 1, Lesson 4 of Wonders. Today we're going to take a look at an example piece of writing in which a student wrote about this week's shared read, Creating a Nation, and discuss how the student used text evidence along with the writing element's main idea, sequence, and problem and solution to clearly express his thoughts and ideas. All right, let's begin by looking at the prompt or the question the student answered. How does the sequence of events help the reader understand why the colonies declared independence from Great Britain? And of course, we are asked to use text evidence to support our response. Again, how does the sequence of events or the order of events help the reader understand why the colonies declared independence from Great Britain? In order to use text evidence when responding to that prompt or question, of course, the student had to go back and reread. And as he did so, he took notes and he used a graphic organizer. And as he read, he listed information in order, the order in which it occurred on the graphic organizer. So on page 95, he makes note that the colonists thought the Stamp Act was unfair because they were not represented in Parliament. And then he moves on to page 96 and finds additional evidence supporting why the colonists wanted to break away from Great Britain and become independent. He then cites in 1774, the First Continental Congress sent a peace proposal to the king after the Intolerable Act, but trouble continued. And then in 1775, British troops marched to Lexington and Concord. And then he makes note on page 97 that Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence to show that the colonists deserved their own freedom. And of course, that was written July 4th of 1776. All right, before we take a look at how this particular student used that text evidence, we're going to take a look at the main idea. Of course, the main idea of an expository text tells you what it is mostly about. And generally that would be clearly stated in a topic sentence. Let's look at this particular student's topic sentence. He says the sequence of events shows how the unfair treatment of colonists continued over several years. And again, what he has done in this topic sentence is restate the prompt or question. Again, he wrote a very strong topic sentence, and it states, which is the sequence of events shows how the unfair treatment of the colonists continued over several years. So that topic sentence tells you what you will be reading about here. All right, next the student has used his notes that he had taken in sequential order or in order in which they've occurred, and he used those notes in his text. He begins by using a strong word initially to show that initially the colonists became upset with Great Britain because they were being taxed. One of those taxes was the Stamp Act taxed. Then this led to protests, and during one protest, British soldiers killed 5 colonists. In this next paragraph, he also uses text evidence that he had written down in his graphic organizer. He talks about the Intolerable Act that King George used to punish the colonists. And again, that in 1775, British troops marched near Boston. At the end of his piece of writing, he uses the problem and solution text structure when he states that the colonists resolved their issues with Great Britain, and they did so by approving the Declaration of Independence, stating that they were going to break off from Great Britain and form their own nation. So as you can see, this student was very successful in using text evidence to create a piece of writing that had main idea, sequence, and problem and solution. You have a great day, and I will see you soon.